Yesterday, the world posted online a little black square to indicate that they were standing in solidarity with African Americans and the global black community in the fight against injustice and systematic racism. I saw this as a period of reflection, especially for people like myself, white people, to consider our role in this conversation. Every single one of us that did this yesterday, myself included, now have to think what we're going to do from this moment forward that goes beyond armchair activism. Because yesterday, every single one of us that posted that little black square made a public declaration that we acknowledge the existence of this problem and that we want to fight it. To acknowledge racism and to not actively seek to shut it down makes us no better than the Twitter trolls online fueling hate, the bent cops starting violence, and the commander-in-chief fanning flames of the whole thing. We need to be able to engage in these conversations that make us uncomfortable, because this whole conversation is uncomfortable. But to stick our head in the sand and to ignore it, it makes us complicit in this whole thing.
Well, there's no doubt that this is America's moment of reckoning.
I'm not saying that we all have to start walking about wearing jalabas reciting James Baldwin, but each and every single one of us has attitudes and habits that are ingrained to us from birth, and we have to actively seek to unlearn these things. This is only going to happen if we acknowledge the way that we exist in this world, that whether we like to admit it or not, we are born with a privilege that isn't extended to others.
There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
In my lifetime, I could fit the amount of times that I will be made to question my identity onto a single hand. If I'm at an art show or eating at a restaurant, if I'm going for a drive out of town, or if I'm going for a walk in the countryside, my identity will never be questioned in these situations. George Floyd couldn't make it home from the shops. This isn't only an American conversation. Grenfell, Windrush, the fact that a black man my age is 4 times more likely to die from COVID-19. These are all examples of systematic injustice that exist in Britain, and we need to talk about them. To the art world that I know and love, to those running mural festivals, galleries, programs, events, are you doing enough to create this better world? In London in 2020, this can't be the best that we can do. When you say Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that you think black lives are more important than anyone else's. It just means that in this fight, you are willing to take a stand and to say unquestionably which corner you are backing. Now that we have all done our post of solidarity yesterday, let's ask ourselves, what are we going to do today? I'm going to leave some lists below for useful resources like podcasts, books, causes to donate to, and let's do this together. Let's make this moment count. If you want to engage with me constructively, I'm happy to do so. If you have nothing constructive to enter into this conversation, don't at me. My name's Doug. This is FWTV.